After I finished breakfast, I sat down next to my books and a familiar, unpleasant sensation fell over me. Boredom? There was a very simple cure for that, of course. I mounted my broom and headed towards the Scarlet Devil Mansion. Flandre would have something interesting to do. Marissa. Do I really need to fight you now? Why do you always assume I want to fight you? No, I wanted to tell you something. Oh, really? Yeah, you've got good timing. I think Flandre is looking for you. She is? Yeah, she was talking about a dark heart or something like that. A dark heart? This can't be good. Yeah, a dark heart does not apply anything good or at all. That just sounds bad. Oh well, I was bored anyways, and Mei Ling didn't seem too concerned, so maybe it was manageable, not good. Okay, I'll see if I can find her then. I eventually found Flandre sitting in one of the many parlors in the mansion with a small book. I could hear her muttering something as I approached. As I got closer, it became apparent she was sounding out phrases. It's no good, I can't understand this at all. Can't understand what? Oh, Marissa, you're here. It's this book, no one will read it to me, and I can't understand it at all. She lifted up the book so I can see the title. The Heart of Darkness by Joseph Conrad. So this was the dark heart Mei Ling was talking about. Where in the world did Flandre get a hold of a book like that? The library? I mean, Patrick's got a big ass library, right? What made you want to read that? Patrick wouldn't play with me, so she gave me this book instead. She said it was interesting, but I can't understand any of it. I know, will you read this book to me, Marissa? She handed me the book and I skimmed through the first few pages of it. Whether he knew of this deficiency himself, I can't say. I think the knowledge came to him at least last. Only at the very last, but the wilderness found him early and had taken vengeance for the fantastic invasion. I think it had whispered to him things about himself which he did not know, things of which he had no conception till he took counsel with his great solitude, and the whispers had proved irresistibly fascinating. It echoed loudly within him because he was hollow at the core. What did that even mean anyways? I don't know if you understand that book, even if I read it to you. I'm not sure if I could understand that book if I read it to her. Aw, no one will read that book to me. I know, how about I find an easier book to read to you? Something I can make heads or tails of. A book to read to Flandre. Yeah, something that's easier to understand than that Conrad stuff. Well, Flandre's knowledge of her own species is woefully lacking. Perhaps you should address this. So, you want me to read her a book about vampires? Yes, besides, it'll be easy for her to identify with the characters as well. Books about vampires. It's not like I had an extensive knowledge of them myself. Perhaps you could read her Dracula? Is that supposed to be a pun of Dracula? Banancula. Banancula? Damn. Let's just run with it. Banancula. Let's fucking run with this shit. Banancula? Oh, you've read it? Banancula? What do you want to teach Flandre about vampires? But it's a good kid's book. I mean, it's not all that bad. I liked it. I think that completely defeats the purpose of this exercise. Besides, Banancula is a rabbit. Flandre is not a rabbit. I'd hope not. That would be awkward. A rabbit vampire. Actually, someone make that shit, man. That would be interesting. But do you think Flandre is a rabbit? Ugh. Now, where did Marissa go? Banancula. While it didn't sound like a particularly great book for vampire knowledge, it certainly reminded me of another book I've heard about vampires. I figured out someone who claimed to be descendant of Tepes would have the book somewhere, and I've guessed correctly, the book ought to be around here. Dracula, here it was, held by most of the world as the greatest book on vampires ever written. Surely this will help Flandre understand her species better. I pulled the book off the shelf and ran back to where Flandre and the others were waiting. When I got back in the time that had passed, somehow Patchley and Kuma had managed to go on to a discussion of rabbits in general, and her Tay and Raisin's name came up a couple of times. It seemed that they were debating exactly what the difference between moon and earth rabbits was. Flandre looked like she couldn't follow a word of the discussion, and with terms like lunar lagomorphic diaspora and retroactive probabilistic alterations being thrown around, I didn't blame her. I could barely follow that my fucking self, so yeah, goddamn. Oh, Marissa, you're back. Yep, I found a better book for us to read. It doesn't have to do with lunar no, it doesn't have anything to do with the moon rabbits being scattered. Good. We left to go find a parlor where we wouldn't have to listen to a debate on the magical properties of rabbits feet in the background, and whether shaking hands with Tay would be lucky or unlucky. Huh, that's different. I found a little room off to the side of the library with a sofa that would serve. Well, it was more of an alcove created by Patchley's random bookcase arrangement, but it had good lighting and seats, so it'll do. I sat down on the sofa. Flandre lay down in the order to get a look at the book herself. Dracula, oh, that's the guy Big Six claims were related to. I never read the original. Yeah, I haven't read it myself actually, but this should have information on Western vampires. It was the original tale, I think. Fortunately, the book was in Japanese. I probably should have checked that before I'd gone wandering off. I flipped past the title pages and got to the first chapter. May Bistris left Munches at 8:35 p.m. on 1st May, arriving at Vienna early next morning. Should have arrived at 6:46, but the train was an hour late. Budapest seemed a wonderful place from the glimpse which I got it from the train and the little I could walk through the streets. I feared to go very far from the station as we had arrived late and would have started as near the correct time as possible. Huh. It seemed the book was written like a series of journal entries. I have to hold the book. Maybe maybe I have to hold the book, but some voice work should spice things up. Let's do that. As the book continued, I shifted my voice, allowing fear to run through the villagers' lines. Then power and confident as the Count himself made his appearance. I took a look down to see the little vampire staring up at me with wide eyes. Flandre was hooked. I was going strong until we hit the brides of Dracula. Sultry wasn't really my shtick. Still, I figured I could soldier through it. The other added, "He is young and strong. Dear, there are kisses for us all." I felt a tug on my arm and looked down at Flandre. Why are they talking about kissing? I think they're talking about drinking his blood. This one was one of the first vampire books, so it's hiding that from the readers. All right, this is a human book, so they wouldn't know that. I continued on for a little bit before Flandre, frowning face, distracted me again. Why is he being so mean to them? Aren't they his friends? I think he's mad because they were going to eat that guy without permission, and they're his brides, I think. Brides? He gets 3. I thought you only had 1. I think it's somewhere in some of the Western countries, they actually have multiple wives instead of a wife and a concubine. Still, he's being mean, even if they make a mistake. As I continue on, Flandre seems more and more worried. When I finally reached Jonathan's escape, she piped up again. Did he make it? Did he escape? I think not reading the book in advance was turning out to be a big mistake. Still, it probably had a happy ending, right? I'm sure it'll say it later. You'll just have to wait and see. Okay, I'll wait. I continued on, though. I became certain that not reading the book before starting was a mistake. There wasn't much of a mention of the Count at all, and he was never on scene. Fortunately, Flandre seemed perfectly content to listen to me continue. Hey, Marissa, why is Greenfield in an asylum? Oh, because he's crazy, Flandre. But he's right, blood is life. It doesn't work that way for humans, Flandre. Really? Then why do you need to eat? How did that work exactly, and how could I explain it? Well, humans break down the material they eat into energy, so it's about the physical qualities, not the spiritual. Humans are weird. Anyway, moving on. We continue on past Lucy's sickness and the arrival of Van Helsing, and before Flandre spoke up again. Wait, Lucy became a vampire because that Dracula guy drank all her blood? Yup, got it in one. Wait, but me, Big Sis can't do that. Is this something humans made up, like the cross bit? That was a good question. Maybe I should have gotten cliff notes from Patchy. I'm pretty sure your sister can't because she can't drink enough blood fast enough. Oh, so I can make someone a vampire then. I guess you probably shouldn't go around doing that though. I think that caused trouble with the other yokai. I continue on to Lucy's reappearance in the graveyard confrontation. Flandre's eyes were wide in awe, and in fear as I reached the big climax. Arthur placed the point over the heart, and as I looked, I could see its dint in the white flesh. Then he struck with all his might. What exactly do you think you're doing? Reading Dracula? Sakia's anger hit me like a wave of flame. It was rather disturbing. I don't think I've ever seen her that angry. Do you really think a book like that is appropriate for a lady of Flandre's age and station? Even if it wasn't horror, it would be lentitious? Whatever that means? I don't even think I said that right anyway. I'm sorry, I hadn't read it before, but I'm sure Flandre's fine. She's not that young after all. That's right, I'm a big girl. You should just butt out, Sakia. Sakia's frown deepened, but she bowed to Flandre. As you command, young mistress. I can't force Miss Marissa to stop reading. Sure, she can't force me, but she'll certainly glare at me real harshly. Sheesh. I shall be on my way now. There's cleaning to be done. Please don't stay up too late, young mistress. She gave me another glare before disappearing again. A handful of cards left in her wake. It seemed odd to talk about cleaning right after, before littering. Not doing your job right, Sakya. Alright, where were we? I went back a few paragraphs. Flandre squeaked in fear when Lucy was laid to rest, but she didn't stop me. I continued on. We finally reached Rainfield's dying words when Flandre spoke up again. What a meanie, how could he? Huh? Which one? All Rainfield wanted some rats. Why didn't Dracula give him the rats? How could he be so mean? Well, he did get what he wanted out of the guy already. That's terrible. The little vampire crossed her arms and fumed before giving me a look that screamed, keep reading. Finally, we reached the end. The count was struck down in the light of the sun and the survivors moved on with their lives. So that's the story. He died. Human books are weird. Why did they name it after him then? Well, he was the most important character. There wouldn't have been a story without him. But he was barely in the book. True, I didn't realize that. I've never read the original before. Well, he probably would have been more mean if he showed up more. But anyway, thanks for reading to me, Marissa. Sakya and Mei-ling are always busy. Pachi has bad taste and Kokuma tends to hide. I'm glad you had fun, Flandre. I enjoyed it too. I actually had enjoyed it, even with Flandre acting a bit odd sometimes, and the dryness of the book. It was nice having an audience, I guess. Still, that had eaten up most of the day. I'm afraid it's late though. I better get going. I better be getting home. Ah. Still, it was fun. Come back again soon. We'll find something else to play. Sure thing, Flandre.